Other news. After Expedition 33's success, Split Fiction's Joseph, fuck the Oscars guy, warns publishers to not only do AA. Claire Expedition 33 is nothing short of a masterpiece from start to finish. It's a cohesive, heartbreaking story brought to life with stunning visuals. Don't let the Silk Song niggas hear that. Stellar performances from an equally stellar voice cast and gameplay that tests your limits but leaves you wanting more. Such immense critical and commercial success naturally draws attention from other studios and publishers, but Hazelight Studios founder Joseph Fares, whose Split Fiction was among Expedition 33's Game of the Year rivals, has warned the AAA industry not to jump on the latest SK-shaped trend. Innovation in the AAA sphere has been a pretty hot topic in recent years. At least last year's Game Awards, indie games and AA's were arguably more present than ever, with Expedition 33 eventually winning Game of the Year. If 2025, the year of surprise mega hits, proved anything, it's that the biggest of budget games don't always dominate the conversation like they used to. We want new games with fresh ideas. That I agree with. But as so often, AAA publishers are likely to look at the success of Expedition 33 and go, oh, we need to replicate that. It's the post-BG3 everything needs to have romance checkbox exercise. I suspect we'll see many an Expedition 33 inspired turn-based RPGs appear in no time, and so does Fares. You do hear after the success of things like Claire Obscure Expedition 33 that the AA games are taking over. Fares tells the game's business, but I would like to be able to live without a AAA title. I really want to play the block. I don't want to live without a AAA title. I want to play the blockbuster games. You can't do GTA for $10 million. We need both. My thing is, like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this nigga talk too much. I like his games, but I feel like Yosef talked too. Who said that the world doesn't need AAA games? Does anybody on earth know anybody who said that? And also, to be fair, anytime anything is successful, it's only natural for things to be imitated. Imitation is a form of flattery. So yes, there are going to be people that are gonna come out and they're going to copy Expedition 33's formula when it comes to turn-based games. But my problem with this statement is you don't hear this on the opposite end of the spectrum. Back when Titanfall and Titanfall 2 was innovating for first-person shooters, because it did. Which, by the way, this nigga in the chat said, I'm reading more like Kai Cenat right now. Fuck you, nigga. Like, yo, Kai bought reading back. He bought reading back. But anyways, you reading real well like Kai now. Okay. What was I about to say? You don't hear it on the opposite end of the spectrum. And what I mean is when Titanfall 2 was innovating and every first person shooter added wall running, you didn't hear nobody complaining. Oh man, I really hope there's no more AA games. Like, what's the correlation on that? Anytime anything is hyper successful or innovative or creative, people are going to copy it. And the reality is it's not that big of a deal because only the real survive. The creators of Expedition 33 will survive because they're the ones that came up with the original idea. It's one of the reasons why you shouldn't get too upset when people steal an idea from you, unless it's like something super innovative, like a piece of technology. Then you should have patented it, nigga. But like creative ideas, because the thing is they'll steal that idea from you once, but they can't replicate it because they're not you. They don't have that abundance mindset. They're just a fucking thief. And they're not even a cool one like Sly Cooper. You think Kai's gonna raise the reading level to 6 or 7 from 6 to 7? Yeah, I think so. This man say having needless takes. Yeah. It's important not to get stuck in ideas like a AA thing. Oh yeah, we read that. Instead, he'd rather have the success of like games like Expedition 33 or Baldur's Gate 3 drive innovation internally versus straight copying. While AAA studios can understandably be averse, I'm not gonna lie, this nigga sound like an op right now. And it's funny because we talked about him the other day about how he said, oh man, EA never did me wrong. Yeah, because your games are performing well. The moment your game stops selling, they will fuck you over. It feels like he's leaning a little bit more towards the corporate side because he's like, I don't want people to copy. People are just gonna copy. You can't stop that, whether it's AAA, AA, music album, whatever, bro. It sounds like he's just sucking up the EA. You saying he an industry plant? Say it ain't so. Do you think if Square Enix had a situation where 33 devs broke off and made a passion project, it would rival Expedition 33? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's possible. I don't know, man. I think part of the reason what made Expedition 33 so special is it was very French. It was a bunch of French developers leaning into their culture. I don't know what the culture is like in Japan. If they left and made a passion project, would they do something like that? I don't know where they would draw inspiration from. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. It's possible. I don't know. Next topic. Yo, shout out to Agor with the sub. And because he's talking so much, he's contradicting himself. Yup. And that's why less is more. Less is more. It's about the job. You don't have to offend potential quadruple A. All right, bro. It's quadruple A employer. That doesn't make sense because you can argue that Expedition 33 has inspiration and some imitation from Legend of Dragoon. Oh yeah, it does. The problem with that is like Legend of Dragoon is a game if you know, you know. I'm not gonna lie, that's not in the zeitgeist of conversation. So to a lot of people, Expedition 33 is super innovative. But if you play Legend of Dragoon or even Paper Mario, you can see where Expedition 33 is drawing inspiration from. But a lot of people didn't play Legend of Dragoon. It is an obscure PlayStation 1 game. It's a deep cut. So to a lot of people, this was innovative. But it is what it is. It is PS1 classic, PS1 classic. Someone said gamer elitist when a game ain't got a sword or magic in it. They mad on Twitter. Someone said gamer elitist when a game ain't got a sword or magic in it. You're not an elitist if you're complaining about a game not having magic or swords in it. That's not how it works. That feels like just ball and gun gamers are really upset that they're getting called ball and gun gamers. And I don't even understand why they get mad. We got the data on you niggas, bro. We saw the top 10 most downloaded games on PS5. Most of you guys are ball and gun gamers. I don't understand why that bothers you. You like what you like. I'm not insulting you when I say you're a ball and gun gamer. I'm just telling you to shut the fuck up when it comes to other topics. I'm just telling you to stay in your lane, and that's with that ball and that gun. But I don't give a fuck. I like some ball and gun games, bro. Bro started coping fast as fuck. You said I'm funny. I appreciate it. You said I am. I'm personally not. I'm not insulting. But if you are insulted by the term ball and gun gamer, you're gonna get real mad next week. I'm not gonna tell you why. Nike came out with Roshi's, and every brand now has a running shoe. Tight. Exclusive from Insider Gaming. The new Lord of the Rings game is in development. Who likes Lord of the Rings? A brand new Lord of the Rings game is in development and has been for some time. Sources close to the game tell Insider Gaming that a new title is set to be at least partially funded by Abu Dhabi investment. Oh my lord. This funding should roughly adequate to 100 million, give or take. The deal has been in the works since last year, and while not signed yet to do the number of moving parts, it is said to be the official soon and could happen as early as next week. Regarding current funding of the game's development, it has been funded internally. As far as what the game will be, sources didn't want to say too much. What was said, however, is that it will be a third-person action game that is designed in a way to compete with Hogwarts Legacy. Please Shadow of Mordor 3. Please Shadow of Mordor 3. Please Shadow of Mordor 3. Insider Gaming has learned that the deal with Abu Dhabi's investment office has been signed, and it's currently unclear if or when a public announcement will be made. Man, the Middle East really runs America, man. In addition to what is that word? Adoy? I don't know. It was said that the multiple parties are involved with the game, including Embracer, Revenge, and other studios. Embracer has had the rights to the Lord of the Rings IP for video games since 2022, when it paid nearly $400 million. It has since licensed out those rights to other companies to produce titles, including the much maligned Lord of the Rings Golem. Whack. I'm hoping it's Shadow of Mordor 2, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I am not gonna hold. I mean 3. Yeah, we need that Nemesis system. Need that shit. It's January 13th. It's actually the 16th, but it's January 13th, and Ubisoft just announced its second round of layoffs for 2026. In poor people news, a voluntary career transition program at Ubisoft's massive studio announced in October 2025 apparently wasn't enough to get the job done, and so now Ubisoft is going back to the old-fashioned way of doing things by simply firing people. Earlier today, we informed all employees in our Swedish studios at Massive Entertainment, that makes sense why dude left, about a proposed organizational restructure that may affect approximately 55 roles across Malmo and Stockholm. This restructure follows the completion of the voluntary leave program launched during the fall of 2025, a finalized long-term roadmap, and a completed staffing and appointment process, which together have provided clearer visibility into the structure and capacity required to support the two studios' work and sustainability over the time. At this point, I'm not gonna lie. Why would any game dev even want to work at Ubisoft other than like maybe the economy's bad and people just don't want to switch jobs yet? But like from a creative standpoint, they're creatively bankrupt. I don't know why anybody want to work here. Ubisoft is in the trenches again. Massive Entertainment, based in Sweden, is the developer of the Division games as well. You're just yapping. Yeah, they're just yapping. For that quadruple A experience. I think what's really disappointing about all these layoffs is a lot of people are losing their jobs, and for what? Friendly reminder, guys, Ubisoft just got bought out by, what was it, Tencent? I think it was Tencent. That or it was the Saudi investment firm. It was one of the two. They just got bought out for like $1 billion. You guys have money. Pay your fucking staff. At bare minimum, they're downsizing the company. It was Tencent. They're downsizing the company. I hope in the next 5 years they release some fucking bangers. Because and maybe this is a situation where they want to go with smaller teams to allow people to express their creativity more and they don't have to manage as much bullshit. They're probably looking at Expedition 33 like maybe we need to cut some fat off the bone. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. This is Ubisoft we're talking about, man. EA or Ubisoft, who's worse? Depends. If we're talking about creativity, Ubisoft is worse. If we're talking about business practices, EA is worse. EA will rob you blind and Ubisoft will bore you to death. Oh my God, is that 1 million things on the fucking map? 1 million camps? You open an EA game? Look at Skate. You gotta go to the store 4 times before you get out the tutorial. You wanna buy something? You wanna buy something? You sure you wanna buy something? No, nigga. God damn, uninstall this shit. So they're hated for different reasons. Tencent's buying American music stuff too. I don't know how I feel about that shit. And then also Ubisoft failure news. The union files legal complaint over Ubisoft studio closure. The CWA Canada, the union representing 61 of the 71 employees who lost their jobs last week when Ubisoft Halifax was shut down, have officially filed a legal complaint. The complaint accuses Ubisoft of shutting down its Halifax studio to keep out the union. It's against the law to stop workers from joining a union in Canada, but the slap on the wrist employees often get is not enough to stop this. CWA Canada's president, Carmel Smith, said in a release, the penalty should reflect the reality of international corporate bullying. So they're getting accused of it's not just Rockstar, but Ubisoft is getting accused of union busting as well. Ubisoft has denied that the closure was related to employees joining the union. They claim that the closure had been in the plans well before the staff unionized. The France, they said, you niggas been trash. We was been getting rid of you niggas, bruh. The France-based company said that the decision came as part of the company's 24-month process to streamline operations, improve efficiency, and reduce costs. Translation, Daddy Tencent paid $1 billion, and they want to make sure you're not burning through that $1 billion too quickly, so cut down on staff, so in case you guys take another L, it won't be too massive. Unfortunate, man. Unfucking fortunate. I was excited for Skate as well. That game dead as hell, man. Dead. New character announced for 2X KO, Caitlyn. Do y'all know her from League of Legends? Y'all know I don't play League. I don't know shit about this shit. What's the vibe? What's the vibe? Yeah, Daddy's credit card. Yo, if y'all have problems with EA Skate, try Skate Story. It's like $30-$40. Ain't that free on PlayStation 2, I think? PlayStation Plus?
Sheriff Kiriman sighting target.
She police? Oh, Nomad gonna like her, the shooter.
Consider this your warning shot.
She's an arcade. Ah.
Take time.
An annoying zoner.
Double tap. Up you go.
What makes this worse too is 2XKO has modern controls. So like the scrubs are gonna pick her and just mash the shooting button. She gonna turn her body cam off before the fight. Chill.
Care to join me? Not on my watch. One moment. Hold.
Honestly, for a billion of cash injection and 10% stake in the company, I'm not seeing much ROI on Ubisoft. That's why you know they're one of the worst fucking companies in the gaming community. How the fuck did you guys get a check for $1 billion and then laid off a bunch of you guys are stupid. What's going on?
Hell yeah!
Make a new game.
We need cover.
What the hell is that?
One clear shot is all I need. Cheers.
She gets a shield that can shoot multiple shots. This reminds me of what's old boy from Street Fighter? LTG plays him. What's his name? The dude with the gray hair. It reminds me of Urian. Yeah, it reminds me of Urian with a gun.
Headshot. Incoming. Keep thinking you're clever. Nice try.
What's the vibe on her? How we feeling about her?
Shall we? Like I said, I don't miss. You can avoid my sights.
Play for free. Global launch January 20th. 4 days is coming to console. The combos are cool, but zones never use combos. Exactly. The moment I see a zoning character, all I see is you're going to stand at the edge of the level and just shoot. You're not going to actually do any of those combos that we just saw. That takes too much skill. Why would you pull up with a gun character? For free, she's decent. I feel that. Let me turn my music back on. Former Bethesda lead says that the Elder Scrolls 6 got announced so early because the studio had to make sure people were not just pissed at us for revealing Starfield instead. And nigga, what news? Former Bethesda lead artist Nate something has given a new interview to Esports Insider in which he makes the eyebrow-raising suggestion that the Elder Scrolls 6 was announced when it was because the studio was worried people were pissed at the people were pissed at it. The Elder Scrolls 6 was announced simultaneously alongside Starfield at E3 2018. It's been 8 years. Right now, Elder Scrolls fans are huffing the copium thanks to Microsoft's tease that 2026 will be a big year for games ending in 6. But the reality is that there's no indication what date Bethesda is aiming for with the next Elder Scrolls. That's one hell of a stretch, even for a marquee title, and our man reckons it's because Bethesda didn't want Starfield's debut to be overshadowed by the absence of the Elder Scrolls. My assumption was always that we were announcing Starfield, said the artist, and it's been so long already since Skyrim that we needed to make sure people were not just pissed at us. It's a very expensive way to do it though. Those trailers are not cheap. Okay, I get what he's saying. He's basically saying, and this is his assumption, he's basically saying they had no work done on Elder Scrolls 6. But I guess Bethesda was aware that fans wanted Elder Scrolls 6, but they were working on Starfield. So to get them to shut them up, to sedate them, the same way I can't wait for when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, it's gonna sedate the ball and gun gamers. To sedate the wand and potion gamers, they just made up a bullshit CG trailer to show alongside Starfield to ease the blow of, hey, we got this space game. I know you guys didn't ask for it, but oh, here's Elder Scrolls 6. But they don't actually have any fucking work done. So they did this. Is Elder Scrolls 6 the GTA 6 for wand and potion gamers? They lied. Yeah, they lied. They fucking lied. The only problem with this statement is there's no proof of this. This is just what he thinks, to be fair. I read an article earlier about the lead for the biggest Fallout mod saying Bethesda needs to sell their IPs because their writing is ass. Type. Yeah, but Starfield shit was ass. What up, Siggy? With that said, however, he also reckons you trying to do duos. Bethesda now has the luxury of time. I would imagine that we will take a while to deliver it because there's so much pressure behind the title. I don't agree with that. You guys announced this game 8 fucking years ago. When you hit that 10-year mark, you're entering the Kingdom Hearts 3 territory. When you make people wait 10 plus years for a fucking game, people start to, and you can't control this. And I said, this is the one thing GTA 6 is facing also. People start to let their imagination run wild. They start to put their hopes and their dream, and you can't control that. People gonna put their hopes and their dreams in Bethesda's Elder Scrolls 6. so no matter what, it could be the most fire game ever. It's not going to be fire enough because in their head, they crafted the ultimate wand and potion game. Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever, that shit. I think there's less economic pressure to get Elder Scrolls 6. See, this is the problem. There's less who's talking about economics, nigga? Bethesda got bought out for like $20 billion. I promise you, economics is not on their mind. They got a fat check. Pressure to get Elder Scrolls 6 out on date. But there's more economic pressure to actually make sure it's good. And I think that's a good thing. That's healthy so long as they're honest with the team about that. I don't know, man. GTA 6 and Elder Scrolls 6 are the two sides of the same coin. They really are. And they both got 6. It's something about that number 6. There's a video that went viral of this dude saying Bethesda thinks they're Rockstar. No, they don't. Because remember when Fallout Season 1 came out, the TV show, and IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, and Todd Howard said, really? You really like it? I think they're somewhat self-aware that they suck half the time. Yo, shout out to Kizzy with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you. Greetings. Just got done reading for 15 minutes. Yo, can you leave that nigga alone? Yo, the way the internet has been dogpiling on this nigga for reading and saying it's performative and all this shit, I don't know. I don't know the nigga. I don't know if it's performative. I don't know. What I will say is, at bare minimum, it's good that that nigga is reading more. Is gonna, whether you think it's performative or not, it is going to influence his audience to read more, which means there's going to be less stupid people in the world. And that also means there's going to be less stupid takes from him. I'm not going to tell you which take I think he said was fucking stupid, but if he's reading more, there'll be more intelligent takes. So I'm all for it. It is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad. It is what it is, man. He said too many to choose from. Let that man develop, bro. What I tell you, you Gen Z niggas would have never let Malcolm Little become Malcolm X, man. It's unfortunate. He's not even reading good though. He's rushing against the timer. Well, to be fair, when you first start out with something, you're not gonna be good at it. You got to get better over time, and even still, you won't be perfect. I still stumble over words sometimes. I don't know words, and I'll sit there and Google it. I do find it very fascinating that some of y'all got mad at him for pulling out a dictionary, and I do that same exact shit on this stream. I don't know a word. I'll literally right click and look it up. I'll sound it out. You only know something if you take the time to learn it. So at bare minimum, if you think it's performative or not, I think it is a good influence. It is what it is, man. I Google words every day. That's how you do it. Like, well, maybe some of you niggas was just blessed to wake up and know shit. I wasn't. To combat stupidity, you got to start from the education system, which is completely cooked. But yeah, that's a different conversation. You only know something if you take the time to learn it. Take the time to know. In all seriousness, is going to get more kids to watch him to read. Yeah, think about all the kids who played Elden Ring because of him. Shit. What I would say to him if I could sit him down is I'd be like, don't get too wrapped up in the self-help books, because that can get toxic for those of you unaware. All them damn self-help books. Like, if you really want to get into reading, also learn to read for fun. Read, like, you niggas got to start reading fiction. I'm gonna be honest. And whatever that fiction is, if you want to read horny love novels, do that. I like reading comic books, bro. But if you're really trying to get into reading, you got to learn to read for fun too. Yeah, like too many niggas reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like, y'all got to get off that shit. So like, that stuff is cool, but like, that shouldn't be your complete diet. Like, yeah, 48 laws of power head asses, man. My girlfriend loves smut. Yo, low-key, a lot of girls love smut. Yeah, no David Goggins, bro. Y'all niggas need to stop reading Why Women Deserve Less from fucking Myron Dumbass Gaines. What is this shit? Let's see. Swag gets told to go back to Black Ops 7 isn't the
Oh my god.
Hey, can we talk about this? Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this?
Shut up, bitch. Get back. Wait.
Can we talk about this?
Black Ops 7, best game ever. Shut up, bitch.
Oh shit, take your ass back to Black Ops. They got Fiend, don't they? It's funny. It's all about how you use your influence. And yeah, that's why I said take the good with the bad. If you genuinely feel like he's being performative, that's fine. but find the good in it. It is going to influence more people to read. And I'm going to be honest, we need more of that. Mass layoffs at Meta. Translation, nobody cares as much. There's about 2 niggas in this chat. Every time I say nobody give a fuck about VR, about 2 niggas in here, I care. This shit is dead. Nobody cares. These games suck, nigga. The only people who play VR games are the 2 niggas in my chat and little bean-headed ass niggas, bruh. I don't know what it is, but I seen a lot of videos on social media. The largest population of MetaQuest owners are bean-headed ass 10-year-old niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas who go to the barbershop and get the baldies. I don't know what it is, but bean-headed ass niggas love this shit, bruh. Mass layoffs at Meta. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, made major cuts to its workforce on Tuesday. The head be cold as hell with that headset on, including an estimated 10% of employees in its Reality Labs division, which is said to affect more than 1,000 workers. The Reality Labs business used to be known as Oculus VR and makes products like MetaQuest VR headsets and AI-powered glasses. And I'm not saying there's no use cases for VR. There are. Like, I've seen some people say it could be useful for like medical stuff and like that. There can be useful cases for it. I just don't believe in the wide mainstream adoption of it. It's not there. Maybe it'll get there, but it's just not there yet. Funny you say that. My little cousin playing his Meta in the dark right now, and I bet that nigga running into a wall, bean-headed ass nigga running to the wall right fucking now, bruh. That nigga got me on the TV right now, and then he turned to his left because somebody made a big ass stomp against the wall. You all right, little cousin? I'm all right, man. I'm on VR chat, man. I just met Scooby-Doo. Those cuts have reportedly affected 3 game studios within Meta, including Amateur Studio, Twisted Pixel, and Sanzura Games. On Tuesday, employees at those studios began speaking about being laid off from the company. They took to Twitter. I just got laid off. It appears the entire Twisted Pixel Studios has been shut down. Yeah, another telltale sign is you don't see Zuckerberg talking about this shit. You remember like a few years ago, he was talking about, wear your MetaQuest in the workplace. You remember when he did that whole demo on stage and he had all the coworkers at the table with MetaQuest on? And I remember saying on the stream, nigga, nobody's going to do that. First of all, I don't want to be, if I wasn't working a corporate job, like when the last corporate job I worked was at G4, and we had to do like corporate meetings. We would sit down and plan content, right? Whether it was through a Slack video call or in person. I don't want to be in the corporate meeting, period. Now you're telling me I got to buy a 300 headset to do that shit, and I got to see you up close and personal, talking about the Q1 assets and whatever dumb corporate speak. The quarter one assets and the assets in the second quarter. We're preparing for the third quarter. I want to hear that shit, man. Unfortunate to see people get laid off, but it's just not there, man. It's just not there. Zuckerberg's too busy being in and out of court. Zuckerberg's too busy competing with Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Bill Gates for snorting the most ketamine and destroying our lives, trying to fucking rule the world and shit. I already did the Resident Evil stuff. And then Tarkov lead teases new sci-fi apocalypse game that's got everyone confused. Escape from Tarkov fans have been left bewildered by the latest string of social media posts from Nikita Buyanov. Sounds like a fucking Black Widow villain. The head of the studio at Battlestate Games. He recently unveiled a social profile it created in 2024 linked to a website for a fictional entity named Core Corp. And heading to that website uncovers a wealth of information. At first blush, it appears to be an entirely new game rooted in sci-fi interplanetary universe where Earth has been left partially destroyed by some unseen cataclysm and rendered radioactive. There are daily challenges to resolve, modules to unlock, AI characters to talk to, and stacks of mysteries to unravel. Core.gg is the webpage the Escape from Tarkov lead, Black Widow villain, linked his followers to earlier today. It's mocked up to look like a retro futuristic computer interface like something you find in Fallout or Arc Raiders. Sounds like Marathon. If it's like Escape from Tarkov, I don't care. Once you completed the very basic login puzzle, you'll be given a unique identifier that you'll need to hold on to. This will get you into the system if you happen to log out inadvertently. The Core operating system you're exposed to will now present you with a string of options. Yo, God bless the writer. I'm not gonna hold you. There's not a single fucking game I care about where I'm gonna do a goddamn puzzle on the website. Nigga, fuck you. Just drop the trailer. How about that? This is ridiculous. Thank God this nigga did the puzzle, because I'm not. What was you about to say? Oh, have you heard about Tesla doing the $99 a month for the self-driving feature? You have a Tesla. What's your opinion on it? Oh, I'm not paying for that shit. I don't use. I have self-driving on my car. It came with it, but if they switch to a paid model, I don't care. I don't use that shit. I don't trust self-driving cars. I drive myself. Fun fact, chat. I don't know if I ever told y'all, but I went to driving school and I got 100 on my test, nigga. I don't trust no robot. Fuck them clankers. Fuck them. I got 100 on my test, nigga. I'm not trusting no robot. No, thank you. Yo, shout out to Jaguar with the sub. So I don't care nothing about no $99 a month on the Tesla because I ain't gonna use that shit. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much longer I have a Tesla. I'm gonna have my Tesla anyway because when I'm done paying it off, I'm gonna probably sell that shit and get something else, maybe a Lexus or some shit. I don't know. You ever been in Bat Country? What that mean? Gotham, nigga? What? What? I just realized, chat, I don't care about this shit. Fuck this puzzle.